Hi there, I am Tracy from the Waldo Herbal Apothecary and the Curious Herb. So today I am here to show you how to make fire cider. Fire cider is it's an old folk remedy, I guess, that people use for preventing illness, and if you kind of feel like you're not, like maybe you're coming down with something, you're just not feeling quite right, you do a shot of fire cider, you should be good to go. You can use it preventatively, so if it's, you're going into cold and flu season and you work in an office or, with a whole lot of people, retail, you're going to be around a lot of people all the time and you just want to make sure that you're not going to get anything. I mean, this isn't a guarantee, but it's certainly going to help. So I absolutely swear by fire cider. You can ask my husband every time he says, oh, I have a little bit of a tickle, or I have, well, fire cider, gotta have some fire cider. And yeah, and I think it's the greatest thing ever. So when I say a shot, this is like our standard little fire cider shot glass. It's about 2 tablespoons. But, just play with it and, whatever you think is going to work best for you. I'm usually a, come at this from every angle kind of gal. Let's get this. And so 2 tablespoons or whatever, fills up this little cup is what we typically do. Let's make some fire cider. So you will find a million different recipes on the internet for all manner of things to put in your fire cider. This is just pretty much my standard go-to that I've been working with for a while now. I like it. It works. So, if you were searching around on Pinterest or on the internet or whatever and you find something else that goes in it, great. That's awesome. Again, this is not the end-all be-all recipes of fire cider. This just happens to be the one that I make and I like it. So pretty good all-purpose. So in my fire cider, I do a whole onion, I do ginger, I do garlic, turmeric, lemon, cayenne, elderberries, honey, and apple cider vinegar. So again, that's just kind of my standard recipe. And this is a folk remedy. So this isn't, this is more of the some of this, some of that kind of method of herbal medicine making. So I don't have a hard and fast, measurements for exactly what you should put in, and you should have, exactly 2.3 ounces of ginger. No, just, whatever you have, go nuts. So again, it's just kind of a sum and sum, whatever seems right to you. Also, whatever is going to fit in your jar. Keep in mind that it does need to sit when you put all your ingredients in. It needs to sit for about 4 weeks. So, try to be a little proactive if you're getting a little low, and we might even end up running out of this before this is done. Maybe, hopefully not. Well, I don't know, whatever, we'll be fine. We probably won't die. So just, know that it's going to take 4 weeks to sit in your jar and infuse and get all mixed up together. So just know that going into it. So anyways, so I have gone ahead and pretty much chopped up everything. So what I'm going to do is just start loading up my jar here. So I already have always when you're doing herbal medicines and remedies and things like that, always make sure that you label, because there's nothing worse than having a jar of some unknown something or another on the shelf and having absolutely no idea what it is, when you made it, whatever. And so I learned very much the hard way of having to scrap a bunch of stuff that was in my pantry because I had no idea what it was. So now I label everything. I personally have found that the easiest way for me to label is to use this blue painter's tape. It stays on really well, but then it just peels off. So you don't have that, like the white sticky, if you're using like a label, they're hard to get off, and then it's a whole thing. Painter's tape peels right off. and it's great. So a little Sharpie, put everything on there. So I put what it is, it's fire cider, I put the date, and then I put everything that's in it. And again, because I'm not really worried too much, you know, if I'm making tinctures or something a little more specific like that, I want to know, you know, I used half an ounce of this or an ounce of that or whatever it happens to be. With fire cider, whatever I have goes in the jar. There it is. So, so you got your jar. It's all labeled and ready to go. I've got all my stuff chopped up. Oh, I did want to talk a little bit about if you're doing ginger and turmeric, kind of how, if you're not familiar with working with the fresh roots or rhizomes, if you want to get technical, what you do. So this is ginger. This is what this would, a fresh rhizome would look like. You can buy at most grocery stores these days, I'm pretty sure, sell fresh turmeric and fresh ginger. If you can't find it at your regular grocery store, then a natural grocery store will almost definitely have it, or an Asian or international grocery store will certainly have it as well. So you just basically, you kind of need to peel the ginger and the turmeric. They don't need to be like completely peeled, but sometimes there's like, these little like papery bits and whatnot. So you just want to make sure. So I take my little paring knife and, I just kind of come along and just really gently just get some of the extra. And if there's like, these big knots, or if there's dirt or, anything, always make sure to wash it first. And then just get, some of those big clumpy bits off. And you want your ginger, it should look, we're not, being judgmental here, but, it should look nice. It shouldn't look like, bits of it are rotting or it's brown and whatever. It should look, fresh and pretty. So anyway, so just kind of, gently go along and peel your ginger up, and then just a coarse chop, however is easiest. Like once this is done, you're going to filter it out, so then it's just the liquid. So all of the good medicinal properties of all of this stuff are just in your liquid. So anyway, so peel it, clean it, peel it, chop it. And then the same with turmeric. Turmeric is going to look fairly similar. I will tell you, I don't know if you can see this or not, turmeric stains. So, just, I hope you can see that. Be aware that your hands, if you don't wear gloves, they're going to be yellow, maybe for a couple days. So I don't worry too much about stuff like that, because it's me and, whatever. But also I do, even I wear gloves when I'm chopping up my little cayennes, because I'm scared of them, because cayenne is like, no joke. And you can put as much cayenne, like if you love spicy and you want like your mouth on fire and that just like lights up your world, go nuts with the cayenne. It is super stimulating. It's going to help like just get the blood and all the fluids moving in your body. So, cayenne is really, really good stuff. I am a little bit of a wuss when it comes to spicy, so I have to be, I'm a little more careful. The onions, the garlic, are going to be like antimicrobial, anti-everything, like antiviral, anti all of the things. So, colds, flus, all of that stuff. Garlic and onions are going to help just kill all of those little nasty critters that are crawling around that you breathed in or whatever. Ginger and the turmeric are going to be super anti-inflammatory. Again, also just warming and stimulating, getting your lymph fluid moving, getting everything going so that your body's working really well and it can do its job, and your immune system can do its job and just flush everything out. The lemon, lemon's great. It's gonna be super high, like super high in vitamin C, which probably most people know is really great When you're sick or when you're trying to prevent being sick, you got to have vitamin C. It does have some fiber in it. And you'll probably see, I shook this up, but you'll probably see that in your jar of fire cider, there will be like stuff will settle. Like even after you filtered it, stuff will kind of settle. And you'll see this kind of white, milky kind of whatever at the bottom where some of the heavier stuff, particles have settled. And a lot of that is actually fiber. So, you know, you want that. It's good for you. So yeah, high in fiber, high in vitamin C. There have been some studies that have shown that lemon juice is really good for your kidneys and helping prevent kidney stones. I'm not here to tell you that that is 100% correct. I'm here to tell you that there have been some studies done and it has some favorable results. Look it up on your own if you're interested in that. I just know that it's good stuff. Elderberry, also very, very, very good for your immune system. Just kind of helps give your immune system a boost. There's also a million other health benefits that, you know, this video would take me like 5 hours to do if I went through like every single health benefit of all of these ingredients. So I'm just trying to give you some of the basics. Okay, so all of that having been said, everything is chopped. I peel my garlic and just kind of give it a coarse chop as well. Now everything is going to go into your jar. So let's dump everything in. Now I've got all of this in here. So you can just kind of see, I just dumped it all in willy-nilly. Oh, the other thing I didn't talk about is honey. So honey is also a big ingredient in fire cider. Honey has a million health benefits. Like I could go on and on and on and on and on about how amazing honey is. But to suffice it to say, it's great. You should always have honey. Honey is your answer for everything. So I have this pure, raw, and unfiltered honey. So it's going to have a bunch of good stuff in it. And as far as the amount of honey, so this is how much I have in here, and I'm going to put some in. Did I mention that this is like, you know, folk remedies? There's like, you know, some of this and some of that. So maybe a little bit more. The more honey that you put in it, the more palatable it's going to be. So I poured quite a bit in there. I could probably easily pour this whole jar in there. You can't have too much honey. So just, you know, feel free to go nuts with the honey. Yeah, okay, so now that's all in there, and I am now going to take my raw and unfiltered organic apple cider vinegar. This is with the mother, which means that the good stuff is still in here, so it's not pasteurized and it didn't like go through all of these processes to kill all of the health benefits. So you want that, and basically the mother, it's just that cloudiness that's on the inside, and it's good stuff. So I'm going to give this a good shake, and then I'm going to so when you're making pretty much any herbal whatever, you want enough liquid to cover whatever you're putting in there. So, you know, this I want enough to cover everything and then some more. So now I'm probably just going to basically fill this most of the way, maybe all the way. We'll go a little bit more. It's a little hard to tell because my lemons are floating, but you can see, can you see? Oh, yeah, I don't even know if you can see that. Sorry, filled it up. This is, you know, kind of where everything came to, and then I have some more liquid on top. The elderberries are dried, so they are going to kind of puff up a little bit, and you just always want to make sure that everything is covered. So vinegar can be a little corrosive sometimes. So I always put a double layer of wax paper. You can do, you know, plastic wrap or whatever, just to kind of help keep everything intact. Especially, I mean, this is lined, but if it was just metal, then it's probably going to be pretty corrosive. So just, you know, now that everything is in here, your apple cider vinegar, your honey, all of your herbs and good stuff is in here. Every day, at least for the first week, you're going to shake this because you don't want everything just to kind of settle at the bottom. You want it to, there we go. Now we're good. Now we're cooking with gas. You want everything to get mixed up pretty regularly. So every day for, again, at least the first week. I have a pantry full of various tinctures and whatever that all are sitting for about 4 weeks at a time. And so I go in every morning and I shake all my jars, and it's just kind of this ritual. But you do want to give everything a really good shake to get everything all mixed up, especially this first time because we put honey in there and we want that honey to get incorporated into everything. So I don't know if you can see, but there's still like some kind of bits of honey stuck to the bottom. So I'm just trying to get those mixed in. But yeah, so every single day, you know, or every other day, or, you know, whatever it happens to be, you're going to come in, you're going to give this a good solid shake. And then after about 4 weeks, you're going to take a colander, like a fine mesh sieve, and filter everything out. So yeah, so that's fire cider. I won't ever be without it. It's the greatest stuff ever, and I feel really confident that it has saved me from getting sick more times than I can even think about. So make some today, have it ready to go in 4 weeks, and then never be without it again. So, all right, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.